Hi, Dad. I'm doing another total body workout for my dad, but this seems to be a pretty good format for a lot of you. So go ahead and follow along with me. I'm actually gonna do the full workout with you because it seems to me that that's helpful. So it's just is gonna be a total body workout. It's not gonna be all on the floor this time. And so you're just gonna follow along with me. Probably count for maybe like 15 minutes or so. Okay, so I am assuming that you have warmed up. So I would like you to get on the treadmill or the elliptical or just walk around your house for maybe like 5 minutes before you start the circuit. And then you can join me now, okay? So what we are going to start with is 5-pound dumbbells. And all we're gonna do is a bicep switch curl. So you're going to start as if you're a hammer curling, and then you're gonna flip the weights up at the top of your motion. We're doing 12, 4 more, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now we're gonna do a bent over tricep kickback. So we're gonna use the same weights that we have. We're gonna be bent over with a flat back, and we're kind of bracing our stomach. So you're not just letting your stomach like relax, you're just bracing it. We're gonna do a tricep kickback here. So you're going, elbows are locked into your sides, elbows are never moving. You're kicking your forearm back, coming back to about a 90-degree here. Neck stays neutral, so don't be like looking all around. We're gonna do 12, so we have 2 more here, 11 and 12. Okay, now what I want you to do, take your legs kind of wide, and we're gonna do a sumo squat. So my dumbbells are right in front of me. I'm gonna squat down, back up. So if this is super difficult for you, then I want you to just drop your weights down and just do it with your body weight. And I can sumo squat much lower than this. I don't want you to do that today. I just want you to be sumo squatting slightly, so bending the knees, coming back up, and squeeze your legs and your butt at the top. Squeeze. 3, squeeze, 2, 1. Okay. Now you're gonna set your weights down, and you're just gonna rest for a second. So that was a circuit. That was circuit 1. So what we did was a bicep switch curl, we did a tricep kickback, and then we did a sumo squat. So 3 exercises back to back. Now we're resting for maybe 30 or 45 seconds, and then we're gonna do it again. So we're gonna do that 2 more times. Because I have access to all the weights that I could possibly want, I'm going to go heavier because that was too easy for me. If the weights that you were using felt good, and at 12 reps you were like, whew, that was kind of hard, then just stick with the weights that you have. If you could do your biceps a little bit heavier, do. If you could do your sumo squat a little heavier, do. If you can't, just stick with what you have, okay? So wipe your sweat, grab a drink. And I just came over and grabbed a set of 12s. So we're gonna start with that switch curl again. So feet are about shoulder width apart, dumbbells are right at your sides, is a hammer curl. The reason it's called a hammer curl is because this is what a hammer looks like, right? Hammering down. So we're starting like a hammer, but we're flipping to a regular bicep curl at the top. It's called a bicep switch curl. 2, 3. Make sure you're breathing. Don't hold your breath. You guys could totally play some music in the background if you don't need to hear everything that I'm saying. It would make your exercise a little bit more enjoyable, probably if you blared your oldies, Dad. 9, 10, 12. That was a much better weight for me. Okay, now I'm gonna do a bent over tricep kickback. Elbows are locked at my sides, never moving from my sides, kicking my forearm back to where my elbow goes straight. It is burning in my tricep, right above my elbow, but below my shoulder. That's what we want. We want it to burn. 3, 2, 1. As long as it's not painful, just a burn, we're kind of looking for the burn plus 2 or 3 reps. So wide leg for my sumo squat. I'll do it this way. So I just have my dumbbells in front of me. So my toes are pointed out to like 10 and 2 on a clock, like a sumo wrestler, right? So we're just gonna come down. Again, only go to comfort. If you start squatting and you're like, oh gosh, my knee hurts, then I want you to adjust your feet and see if you can find a position that doesn't feel painful in your knee, okay? Again, I can go a little bit lower because I've been doing this for a long time, but you just go to comfort. If this is all you can do, just do that for now. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're gonna set that down and we're gonna rest. Sweat towel, water if you want, and we're gonna do it again. Now in my mind, I'm thinking, was that easy or was that medium or was that hard? And as you can hear, my breath is, I'm kind of getting out of breath. So that means it was medium. So I'm just gonna keep my weights there. If I wasn't working out with you guys and talking to you through it, I could probably grab 15s and do 15s for that. But I gotta burn, I'm kind of out of breath. I've already exercised for today and I'm just doing this video for my dad. So I'm just gonna stick with 12s and feel really good about getting a video done. And I want you guys to feel really good about getting a video done, okay? So I'm ready. I'm gonna do those switch curls again. So feet are about shoulder width apart. You could be here, one foot in front of the other. You could be here. Really whatever feels comfortable to you is fine. Shoulders are rolled back. One thing I see people do a lot is this, like their bicep curling like this, but do you see how my shoulders are so close to my ears? We don't want them up there, okay? So if you can't do the movement with your shoulders down, you need to be lighter. So switch curls for 12. Remembering to breathe, no holding our breath. 9, come on, 10, I know it burns, keep going, 11, and 12. Woo! Okay, now we're gonna do our bent over tricep kickback. Elbows are locked at my sides, taking that forearm straight behind me. Neck stays neutral, so we're not looking around, and we're trying to burn the back of the upper arm, the opposite side of your bicep. 10, 11, 12. So that should be burning like right in this area. Okay, now we're gonna switch to our sumo squat. Wide legs, toes pointed out, just going to comfort level here. If this is too hard on your knees, if your hips hurt, then I'll want to come up with a modification for you. So please let me know and I'll help you with that. Halfway done here. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Now we're gonna rest for a second, grab a drink of water, grab a sweat towel, and I'm trying to just do this as if I was at home with minimal equipment. So if I was at home, I would grab a kitchen chair or a folding chair, or you could use a coffee table. So right now we're just resting for a second. I'm going to go over what we're doing next. So we're gonna sit here on our chair, and you could also use a ball here, but for my purposes, I'm pretending that I don't have a ball. If you don't have a ball, that's a really, look how red my hands are. That's a really good investment to have is a ball at home, a big exercise ball. So we're gonna do a front shoulder raise here. Again, shoulders are staying down. We don't wanna be here doing it. We want our shoulders rolled back and down, and then just coming up to shoulder height with our light dumbbells. I'm gonna just use 5s here, okay? So we're gonna do that. Then we're gonna sit up, or then we're gonna stand up and sit down for our second exercise. And then for our third exercise, we're gonna do another tricep, okay? So first we're gonna start here. Shoulders are rolled back. I have my stomach kind of pulled in, as if you're doing a Kegel almost. You're pulling your pelvic floor kind of up. And I know, men, you're thinking like, I don't need to do Kegels, but yes, you do. Pull your pelvic floor up, keep your core nice and tight, and then we're gonna do a front raise here. Again, we're just aiming for 12. And don't be looking around like this. We want to keep your neck nice and neutral all the time. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see here. Two more. Okay, now we're gonna do an overhead tricep. So I'm hitting your triceps for the second time here. So I'm gonna hold it on both sides of the dumbbell. I'm gonna bring my elbows in as close to my face as I can, sitting up straight, extending all the way up. Overhead tricep extension is what this is called. There's different ways to hold the dumbbell. I just think this is an easy way for beginners. But you could also hold it here. Again, no looking around, keeping your neck neutral. Last one, good. I'm gonna bring that down. Now I'm gonna do the standing and sitting. This one's important. I want your feet to be a little wider than your shoulder width apart. I want you to roll your shoulders back. I'm gonna use the weights because I can. If you feel like, ooh, that's too hard, go ahead and set the weights down and just do your body weight. So I'm gonna stand up here. And then I'm gonna slowly lower myself back, reaching for the chair. I'm gonna let myself sit all the way down and like reset. But the biggest thing I want you to remember here is I want your feet out wide enough that your knees aren't able to come over your toes. So here I am standing, or sitting. Now if I was gonna stand up, I'm just trying to get the weights out of the way. I'm standing, but see how my knees stay behind my toes the whole time. Ooh, where's my chair? Make sure you're really paying attention to that, okay? I don't want you to fall. So here again. So my feet are out wider, pushed out further than my knees. I'm gonna stand up, and then I'm gonna reach back for that chair, and my knees are staying behind my toes. And it feels kind of weird at first, but you'll get the hang of it. So you can hold them down at your sides. Halfway done. Two more. If you're experiencing you're doing this video right now, you don't have to use the chair for your squats. So for example, I could just do my squats like this because I'm experienced with squatting. I know my range of motions and I know the correct and proper form. So that would just be a modifier for you if you don't know. Okay, so we're resting. That was set. Circuit 2. We did front shoulder raises, overhead tricep extensions, and then squats, or a stand up, sit down. We're gonna do it 2 more times. Your heart rate should be up just a little bit. This is one nice thing about cardio, or about strength training when we're doing circuit, is that we don't have to do as much focused cardio because we should be raising our heart rate when we're lifting weights. So if you're just able to like breeze through these with no big deal, you're lifting too light and you need to get a little heavier dumbbell. I know it's expensive to make the investment, but honestly, once you buy a set of dumbbells, just don't ever get rid of them. You need them for the rest of your life. I know sometimes people buy things and then they don't use them and then they sell them in a garage sale, then they go buy new ones later. Just don't do that. Just keep them hidden under your bed when you're not using them. But you need to use them all the time, okay? Okay, so we're gonna go back to our front arm shoulder raises. Here. Nice, big, deep breaths. No holding your breath, okay? And I have the dumbbells facing up towards the ceiling, like the end of it, but you could flip it and do it this way, so the dumbbells are facing towards the floor. My palms are facing towards the floor. Really, that part doesn't matter. Whatever feels more comfortable to you, whatever feels better on your shoulder. One more. Okay, so now this is kind of easy for me with a 5. So I'm gonna use both weights. I'm just gonna set them right next to each other. Be really careful of your fingers, and I'm just gonna lift up and come back down. Elbows are staying in it close to my face. Neck staying neutral. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm ready for my squats. I'm gonna take my feet a little wider than shoulder width apart. I'm gonna stand up here, and then I'm reaching back for my chair. And some people will say like, oh, squatting hurts my knees, I can't do that. Well, I'm here to tell you that you wanna be able to get up and down off the toilet for the rest of your life by yourself without having your wife help you. So we need to find a variation of a squat that you can practice. And there's lots of different ways to do it. So if this isn't feeling good to your body and you're like, ah, shit, my knee hurts, just let me know. We'll come up with something different. But you need to practice a squat to some degree because you want to be able to move for the rest of your life on your own accord, not having to rely on help from somebody else. And that's a big benefit, rest, to strength training, is that it's functional fitness. It mimics things that we do in our real life so that we can be stronger with them. Bringing groceries into the house, getting stuff into the back of our pickups, picking up kids. If our wife has a heart attack, can we pick her up? Can we get her to the car? These are all important things to be thinking about. And the one thing with, as we get older, we naturally are losing our bone density, but strength training actually helps improve bone density. So the combination of a healthy diet and strength training is the only way you can improve bone density as you will ever. So it's very important. Okay, last set of this second circuit. We're doing front arm shoulder raises again. Big breaths. No holding our breath. Okay, now we're gonna do that tricep. So overhead, elbows in close, lifting and lowering. Right below my head, elbows go to a 90-degree, back up. Thinking about our stomach, just making sure we're not sitting there so relaxed that our stomach's sagging. We just wanna kind of be bracing ourselves. 10, 11, 12. Okay, bring those weights down. We're gonna do our squat. Stand up, sit down. And again, having the weights up here might feel good to you. If that feels good to you, that's a totally great way to do it. There's no wrong way or right way, really. The biggest thing is I just want you using control, not falling down. That's no good. We want to be here, we want to use control as we come down. 4 more. 9. I'm sure you're talking shit to me right now, Dad, about my counting, but I'm the trainer, so you listen to me and do 1 more. Rest. Okay, that was circuit 2. We're gonna do 1 more circuit. So I wanna make this one kind of fast because I don't want you guys to be sitting here all day. So I'm going to grab my 10-pound weights and I'm gonna do what I call a standing penguin. So all I'm gonna do is my feet are a little wider than shoulder width apart again. And I'm going to slowly bring my right weight down towards about my knee, come back to center, left down to my left knee, back up. So this is working our oblique and kind of love handle area. This is where that's targeting. And I want you to be really careful with your range of motion here. This is an easy one to kind of hurt your back on. So don't be getting all crazy like, don't be doing that. Just a slow, steady range of motion is all we're looking for here. 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. And we're gonna rest for a second. We're just doing 1 exercise to finish up. So what I want you to do right now is just stretch. I just want you to reach towards your toes, let your neck hang, your head hang, and just hold this stretch for about 10 seconds. Breathing. And slowly coming up, roll those shoulders back. Big deep breath in and out. Don't forget, the way that we excrete our fat cells is through urine, sweat, and breath. So when you think like, oh my gosh, these people are so annoying for sighing, They might just be trying to lose fat, so don't judge them. And make sure you're taking your deep breaths, okay? 7, 7. We're almost done, guys. 20 minutes of strength and you're almost done. 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12. Okay, I'm gonna set those down. I'd grab a drink if I wanted to. Now I'm just gonna take my right arm up above my head and I'm just gonna stretch to the side here. Hold for a second. I'm gonna come back down, roll my shoulders. I'm gonna take the left arm, pull with my right hand over. I'm gonna come back to center. A couple of shoulder rolls back and a couple of rolls forward. One more time, we're almost done. You guys are doing so good. Doesn't it feel good to strength train? It's like, man, I thought this was like so much harder. I thought you had to lift like 1,000 pounds to call it strength training, but you don't. You don't have to call it strength training with 1,000 pounds. You can call it strength training with 5 pounds. Whatever is difficult for you is strength training. It's like when people say, oh, I'm a runner, but I just don't run very fast. It's like, that doesn't matter, friend. What matters is that it's running for you. That means that it's running. So don't be so quick to compare yourself to other people or compare yourself to Arnold Schwarzenegger, because most people who are doing activities and exercises and all of these types of things like I'm showing in the videos, 2 more, they don't look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I always tell all of my male clients especially that you guys have what I call farm boy strength. Last one here is that if I was like, hey dad, can you just like put that lawnmower or that donkey in the back of my truck? I have no doubt my dad could get the donkey or the lawnmower in the back of my truck. But for him to be able to do bicep curls, 15 to 20 of them, that's a very different type of strength and a very different type of exercise than what you guys are doing in your daily lives. So this will only make your farm boy strength enhanced and bring so much goodness to your life, as far as like all of your daily activities will begin to feel easier the more consistent you get with strength training. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you have a great day. And Dad, I'm so proud of you. Love you.